feel like it is elite in here. Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Addie of Well Loved Clothing, and we typically do sustainable, thrifted, vintage, remade clothing here, but today I am standing in a very new place. This is my front porch with my front door. Of course, if you've been here for a while, of course I would have an orange door. It's just who I am. But we are going to be going through my whole house today, and I'm going to share my inspiration for the space because of course I painted almost every inch of my home, but also sharing the furniture or decor that I thrifted, which is the majority of it, but there are a few new pieces. There are so many planes and sirens today, so we're just gonna head inside and start the tour. Okay, you are inside my front door. Usually you're looking at those two big windows back there, but it was really bright. Maybe I'll try and close them. One sec. Maybe that's better? Yeah, that looks a little better. Okay, so you are right inside my front door, and what I was saying before all of the airplanes and things loudly interrupted me is that we're going to go through all of the parts of my house. I'm going to show you all the rooms. This is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, like 1,000 square foot. It's not a big home, but I love smaller living, and it's really cozy living, and also we have a really open space out here that you'll see in a second. But my favorite part about this home was that it had really cute historic touches, and so since we have finally gotten it all painted and the lighting and everything, I wanted to just walk you through it and hopefully give you some inspiration to make a really colorful, fun space your own. So I'm gonna just show you my colorful, fun home, and hopefully it'll be colorful and happy for you. So let's start walking through the front room. So I wanted to spend just a second talking about this mural, and the light's a little weird because it just got really rainy outside, so sorry about it, but this mural was painted by me, designed by me, just kind of inspired by what I love and wanting to have something free-flowing and fun. So I wanted to do wallpaper here originally, and so I kind of always loved the patterns and prints and just kind of mishmashing a bunch of different things, but I knew that I wanted that room to be orange and this wall to be green, and so finding a wallpaper that kind of went with those was really difficult and a little too on the nose. So I thought, why not try painting a mural? And I do paint a little bit, but not a ton. So in order to do this, I actually took all of the measurements, put them into my Adobe Illustrator, basically a graphic design program, and did it all to scale, and then just kind of like drew a bunch of stuff on it, moved a bunch of shapes around, and so then I just sort of sketched it on the wall. I didn't use a projector. You can do that. There's a bunch of videos on DIY murals like that, but I just kind of sketched it because I wanted it to be really free-flowing. So it ended up being this gorgeous thing, and instead of spending a ton of money on wallpaper, I think I spent like 40 bucks on just paint samples because I didn't need a ton of paint, and I had some paint left over from the rest of the walls in the house because, as you can see, this is the green on this wall, that's the yellow in the kitchen, that is the orange in there, this is in my bedroom, that is in our guest room, and right there on that wall, and then the green is just kind of popped throughout the house, and I think I want to do my dresser that color. We'll talk about that later though. But it just makes everything really cohesive and fun in here. So I highly recommend doing your own mural or hiring a friend to do a mural if you don't know how. So when walking in the front door, this is your view to the left, and then it just pans this really nice open room that I just plain love. So starting at the door, this is your lovely view with my favorite mural in the world. I will also put all of the colors that I used in our home in the description below. So if you really want an orange den, then you can have it, or a green wall, then yeah, go for it. I am all about this color. So this is all secondhand furniture right here. That's Facebook Marketplace. This was Peter's grandparents, I think. And then my mom made us this blanket. That is a thrift store find. The little tables right here are also hand-me-downs from his great aunt, and there's 2 of them and they're so cute. So really this is just one of my favorite parts of the house. It's kind of like a formal living room, like not really formal, but it is still just a really sweet space. And I loved putting the green behind here to really make these built-ins pop. And then we have cute little vintage floral prints over here, but all of the decor I think is thrifted. I'm actually looking at it trying to figure it out. This is from an artist that I love. Thrifted, vintage store, thrifted. Yeah, this is just the sweet little nook, and hello, I'm usually too short for this mirror, so you can see. Moving on past this lovely mural into the den. So the den is kind of my favorite place. When I saw this house, it's set up a little odd because there's so much space in the front of the house, and so I wanted to make a few different seating areas, but this was obviously going to be very cozy den feel, and so I went with this amazing orange on the walls that I just love. And I was actually super inspired by Daisy Den on Instagram. She is just amazing. But I will link a few more Instagram pages that I just get a lot of inspiration from. So getting to the den now, it's just cozy in here. I love the sectional, the TV table, everything, and I wanted a lot of seating, and since this is like a longer skinny room, it works really well with the sectional. Like you can just kind of tell it fills out the space really nicely. We did have a leather couch right there, but it was just against that wall and it just wasn't doing it for me, you know? So it was still like probably the most expensive thing I bought for this house, and I think one of like 4 new things in my home, but so worth it. This is not an ad, but kind of. But now to one of my favorite little nooks in this room. You can kind of see it right here, but this is my cute little bookshelf section. So this was actually a big hole in the wall where I think the previous owners put more cabinetry in the kitchen, but it was just a doorway with like the back of the cabinets right here, which was just really sketchy, not cute. And so I went and got this paneling board. They have it at Home Depot, but then I put 2x4s behind it to put floating shelves on top of it. So this is my cute little nook. This is the newest addition to our house, and I just love it. It doesn't even look like a doorway was here, but let me grab you for a rundown of the furniture. So one way that I wanted to make this whole room look really joined with this whole space also, sorry, the tripod's in here, girl, get out. But was to add these chairs over this floor beam, so it kind of makes you like walk into that space. You can kind of see this cased opening is just like beckoning you in. You want to go in there. And so let's go over a few pieces of furniture. And then everything on the little shelf nook is actually thrifted. Books and everything. Except the plant. We bought the plant from Home Depot. But yeah, I think it's all thrifted. My cute little high poster that I love. It's a vintage needlepoint from a little antique shop. That's a thrift find. Best thrift find ever. All the pillows and blankets are also thrift finds. And then my mom got me that, and we just got this lamp. And it is gorgeous. We got it from World Market. Also, Home Goods has the best fake plants. Though I am a good plant mom, I'm not a great plant mom, and I love a palm, and my house just doesn't have the right light for a palm. So I got that one. This is a vintage find. TV, obviously Target. And this is probably the one room where the most things are not thrifted or secondhand, but I just think it makes such a cozy space with the sectional and the chairs. Oh, this baby is also Target. We just got a bunch of new lighting, which is essentially why I'm doing this video, because I feel like I can now, but we got new lighting. So that's my little den space, and that's just where we watch TV, sometimes eat dinner, really do anything. So let's move on to the dining and kitchen space. Starting with the light, because that is the new part that I'm so excited about. It's this gorgeous gold color, and it has that Sputnik feel, but I didn't want to have like a very particular Sputnik light, so this is what we went with. But then the table is a 3.5 foot by 7.5 foot table, and I thrifted it for $300 with 6 chairs, not these, but it was the best find. It was like right when we needed it, and my plates are a little out of order. I'll put them back. Now that my table is back in order, so now you can kind of see the layout. So the den is behind me, the kitchen's over here, dining and little seating area is all in this front room, and so I wanted to really fill this space up because there was so much dining space. It was like a little awkward to figure out how to put couches. The previous owners had a couch right here and a table tucked back here, and I just wanted it to feel more open, and so I used this long table to just fill up the space, and it also goes over the tile into the living room a little, but I put a rug under it to make it seem a little more cohesive, and it kind of blends the space together nicely. We also moved the chandelier over, which will help kind of fill your headspace too. So I love this table. I still cannot believe that I thrifted this table. It was from the Restore in Greenville. And then the yellow chairs were from a Restore in Knoxville, and I painted the tops yellow. They used to be white, but I love me some yellow. And then we got some chairs. Let me see if I can, there we go. That's the chair. But we got some chairs from Wayfair to just go on the ends and give it a nice end cap, make it all kind of cohesive. And those are in green, so again, just playing with the colors. I'm really thirsty. So here's probably a better view of the chair. I don't know why I decided to pick it up, but it's just this beautiful little upholstered chair. And then I love the cowhide rug because it adds some fun elements to it, but I also just love the Western mixed with all of the mid-century and colorful. I think it kind of grounds it and just makes it really cool. So I love the cowhide rug here, and there you can see the space again, the beautiful hardwoods. I love these floors. But aside from the table and chairs, this is an antique piece from Peter's grandmother, great-grandmother. It's just gorgeous. We use it kind of as like a bar slash storage area for any of my really nice cast iron stuff. We have all kinds of stuff up here. But yeah, that is beautiful. I thrifted that bread bowl. Amazing. But then you can see we have a ton of really great natural light out here, and this just makes it so bright in here. This was also a thrift find. Sort of. It's from a place called Final Cut in Augusta, where they put Anthropology, Urban Outfitters, all kinds of stuff. Just Google it. It's the best place in the world. But it was just the bottom, and we cut a piece of wood to match the inside of this top because it's kind of like inset here, and we painted it bright green because I just loved the pop of color, and then we put a little pink on this wall, and this is really just my cozy space. I spend so much time in the morning here doing devos and writing down whatever I need to do that day. So this is my little dining space, and we are now going to move to the kitchen. Okay, so this is my lovely yellow kitchen. I have always wanted a yellow kitchen, and the second we bought, I was like, I know that I'm gonna paint something in the kitchen yellow. And so I did my lower cabinets yellow and the top one's white because it is a galley kitchen, so it's kind of like a hallway. And that actually makes it seem a lot taller in here. I matched the same color on the cabinets to the wall, but used cabinet paint, again, in the description. And I don't know if you can hear the dishwasher. If you can, sorry about it. I'm doing dishes. But I also got some new hardware for the cabinets, and that honestly changed the whole look. Before it was just those little silver knobs and rods, but I wanted something really substantial to make it feel very luxury in here. So I got some wood and gold ones to go on the top ones because there were less up there and those were more expensive. And then I got just gold bar, kind of mid-century elegant style to go on the bottom, and I really think that that is what changes the whole look of the kitchen because it just makes it a little fancier. If you just spend that extra dime, then it really changes the entire look and makes something that isn't necessarily like a luxury space. I mean, we're talking about a 1,000 square foot house, but I feel like it is elite in here. So let's keep walking through the rest of the kitchen. So one kind of quirky thing about our kitchen is that we have our washer and dryer in it right next to the back door. So that goes to our backyard and to my lovely work shed. But I love that the previous owners put this butcher block on top because this is my baking cabinet. So very messy. This is real life. I have a lot of baking stuff in there and then a lot of snacks in there, but basically this is where I do any baking. But I actually love having this in the kitchen because otherwise it would be in the basement. And that's just not somewhere that I want to go on like a weekly, maybe 2 or 3 times a week basis. And so this is a really great way to optimize your space, and it gives me a ton of counter space up here too that I would use anyway. And honestly, there's so many pantries that I don't need more pantry space. So yeah, awkward but fun and adorable. My favorite little teapot is thrifted. This is from a pottery shop. Oh, I will actually tell you this. This is my favorite thing. So when we got married, we registered for pottery. And so all of our dishes are some level of pottery, or we have amber glass that is vintage from my mom's massive collection, honestly. But all of these things are pottery and they're just gorgeous and very one of a kind. And I love any artisanal kind of piece, but all of them are just one of a kind and beautiful. And we also have a couple of mugs that we just like to leave out here on our little cup racks next to our espresso maker, best part of the house. But we also did a cute little green arch back here because I wanted to connect the kitchen space to that living area over here. So I did the same green, and then I think it just kind of ties it together, gives a little pattern color. So aside from that, we just have some cookbooks, and then these little pieces are my favorite. So these are also from Peter's grandmother. She used to do needlepoint. I just love these pieces. They're so cute, and there's 2 more on the other side too. They're just a little way to add some love to the home, add some pattern and cuteness back here, and I'm a big needlepoint gal, so that is the kitchen. I also am such a fan of the pans over the window. I just always think it's so cute. And that's kind of all that there is about the kitchen. Okay, so we are going to go out to the shed now since we're in the kitchen. The back door is right at the end of it, and we will do the bedrooms in just a minute, but I figured since we're right here, why not? So you may have seen my shed before, but also I just kind of want to do it in the home tour because it's a major piece of the home, so let's go. This is my shed, and this is where I keep all of my storage for my store, any handmade pieces. It was a shed that was already here, and we just put the hardwoods down on the floor and put the racks on the walls over here, and it's really just become such a sweet little spot for me because I just come out here and work. All of my thrift flips are filmed in here, and any of the stuff on my website is kept right here on these racks. So that's kind of it. There's not much more to say because it's just a special space. So let's go see the bedrooms. Before we get to the bedrooms, I do want to show you just the bathroom really quick. It's a 2-1, so this is our 1 bathroom, and it has a lot of great floor space and a lot of really cute little gold touches. And though it's a small space, it's plenty of space for us, and we kind of like the tiny living of it. A lot of the decor in here is from the thrift store, like this clay pot and this little flower print. But my towels are from Target, and my soap dispenser is from Target, and I love my little plant that sits up here. Let's move on to the bedrooms. So you guys should be very familiar with the guest room, but maybe not this side of it. So I typically use the corner where you are right now, actually, to film all of my YouTube videos, any of my styling, intros, anything. So this is super fun to kind of show more of the room and show my pink squiggle because I love this thing. I actually didn't think that I was going to do this room pink, but I ended up finding just the perfect peachy pink color. I really wanted to make all of the rooms feel like it was part of one thing, and the front room's pretty easy to do that because it is kind of one big room, but I wanted you to feel the same in the bedrooms that you did out there. So I actually used this pink in my mural and on the kitchen wall and just kind of spread it throughout the house to make it look cohesive, as I said. So let's do a little walkthrough of furniture. So both of these pieces of bedding I got from a thrift store here that has new bedding that's still in all of its packaging. And all those pillows I also thrifted, and the dogs chewed this one up, but I just gotta show it to you. It's so dang cute. I love it, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm probably going to try and fix this, but I don't know if I can, so we'll see. all of my baskets are either thrifted or gifted. Like I get a lot of them whenever someone gives a package or something. I really love when it's like in a little basket instead of like in a gift bag. So it's just a really cute way to package up gifts, and so that's where that one came from. But then that one is thrifted, and I have a whole bin in my attic of just thrifted baskets. Also, speaking of thrifted baskets, this piece holds all my shoes and some dirty laundry when I'm feeling like it. And it is just a really beautiful rattan basket that I got for $10 from a Goodwill. So another great basket find. Okay, this is probably the piece that I get the most questions about because it's in all of my videos. This is my little backdrop for my videos. And this is just a beautiful mid-century dresser. I love the handles on it. Beautiful. And it has these cute little cabinets that open on the side. Oh, and apparently house photos. So, whoops. And this was $50 from an antique store, and I absolutely love it. You guys should be very familiar with what is in these two closets. I can't get the door open. This is my closet. This is also my closet, and I'll show you my husband's closets in a second. But yeah, you've seen them. I have a closet tour video. I'll link that below too if you want to see more about how I keep my clothing. But this room is kind of my studio closet. So let's move on to my bedroom. Okay, this is my room where I sleep, and it's the coziest space in the house. I love this room. I love the color that we chose for the walls. This again was in our mural out there, so it brings that kind of feeling out here. We also did the one wall with the orange and the one circle on this wall, which is very Daisy Din, like straight out of her book, and I loved the floating shelves over the sides too. And I wanted this to feel like cozy, rustic, but still colorful and light, and so there is some really heavy wood furniture in here, but there's still like a thin rug and the yellow and the orange that just makes it all seem very cohesive and sweet together. So this is really like, I think my favorite, my favorite thing in the house is the mural, but I think this is like my favorite cohesive room together. I just love it, and it's really cozy. So let's take a little walk through of it. So as you probably just saw a second ago, my side table is a record player. It's a really great spot for it. Really, we just don't have side tables in here, but I want to get some matching side tables, maybe like mid-century style telephone tables. All of the decor in here though is thrifted, and I have found some really good orange and yellow stuff. This beautiful iron bed. We registered for this when we got married, and I believe it's from Wayfair. My mom actually made this blanket. She's very crafty. It runs in the family. But then we have this gorgeous dresser that my husband got off of Facebook Marketplace. So I'm gonna put you down because my arm is hurting now. I feel like I've told you guys this a lot, but there are two other closets in our bedroom that are Peter's closets, and these are the closets in question. So there's one behind the bedroom door, which is right there, and he keeps shirts and jackets over there, pants and sweaters and stuff, I think, over there. It really is a ton of closet space, especially with the dresser for all of the comfy clothes here. So that's kind of his closet space, and I'm going to use this video as proof that I do not use all of the closet space in the house for my clothing. I just use a shed in the backyard. Last piece in this room that I just think ties it all together really well is this rug. It's just a gorgeous rug. It's from Home Goods, I believe, and it's just like one of those thin ones. So cohesive. It has a couple colors in it that I think bring it into a really fun place. I also love a touch of bohemian. So yeah, Western bohemian, colorful, mid-century mania. Just a lot of fun here at the Well-Loved household. Okay, so that is the whole household. It is cozy and cute and colorful and fun. And I feel like that describes me, I guess. I don't know, cozy cute. I kind of feel that way. But it feels so much like both of us that it's just such an inspiring space to go into. And if your space isn't inspiring, I don't want to say what's the point because that sounds aggressive, but it's kind of what I'm thinking. I just encourage you to do exactly what you want in your home. Don't listen to any of the rules. I hope that this has inspired you to make your space feel like you, and maybe that you can thrift some of your own decor because pretty much all of mine is thrifted, as you saw. So thank you so much for watching and for touring my home. I will see you next week. You are well loved. Bye!